My name is Catherine. I am 35 years old. I live in London. My husband is a very successful man. His name is Alexander. He owns luxury hotels. We live in a beautiful house. 5 bedrooms, a garden, staff who clean and cook. Everyone thinks I'm lucky, but I am the loneliest woman in the world. I met Alexander 10 years ago. I was a primary school teacher. I taught year 3 students in a small school. He came to the school for a charity event. He was donating money for new computers. We talked for only 10 minutes, but he asked for my number. On our first date, he said, "You're different from other women I meet. You are real, simple, kind." I fell in love with his smile, his confidence, the way he made me feel special. We married a year later. For the first 3 years, we were happy. He would come home from work and tell me about his day. I would tell him about my students. We laughed together. We traveled together. But slowly, things changed. He started spending more time with his business partners and their wives. These women were different from me. They wore designer clothes. They had perfect hair and makeup. They talked about expensive restaurants and holidays in the Maldives. I still wore simple dresses from high street shops. I did not know how to talk about wine, art, or yachts at dinner parties. I sat quietly while they laughed at jokes I did not understand. Alexander noticed. One night after a party, he said, "Why didn't you talk more tonight?" I didn't have anything to say, I admitted. He sighed. "Catherine, you need to make an effort. These people are important for my business." I nodded, but inside I felt small. After that, things got worse. He started making small comments. "Are you really wearing that dress tonight? Maybe you should do something different with your hair. Andrew's wife always looks so elegant. You should ask her for advice." At first, I tried to laugh it off, but the comments kept coming. One morning, I was making breakfast in my pajamas. He looked at me and said, "You have let yourself go." I looked down at myself. I had gained a little weight. My hair needed cutting. I was not wearing makeup. "I'm just at home," I said quietly. "You are always just at home," he said coldly. "Why did you stop caring about how you look?" Tears filled my eyes, but I did not let them fall. One evening, his colleague Marcus came for dinner with his new girlfriend. She was 24 years old. Tall, beautiful, confident. Alexander could not stop looking at her. He laughed at everything she said. He asked her questions. He listened. I sat at my own table, watching my husband come alive for another woman. After they left, I said, "You seemed to enjoy her company." "She's interesting," he said simply. "She has things to talk about." And I don't? He looked at me. Catherine, when was the last time you read a book that wasn't for children? When was the last time you had an opinion about anything? I am a teacher, I said, my voice shaking. I spend my days with 7 years old. I'm tired when I come home. Then maybe you should quit, he said. You don't need the money. You could focus on yourself, on us. That night, I cried in the bathroom so he would not hear me. The next day, I made a decision. I quit my teaching job. I joined a gym. I hired a personal trainer. I went to an expensive salon and got my hair cut and colored. I bought new clothes, designer dresses. I learned about wine. I read the Financial Times. I practiced talking about art and politics. I lost weight. I learned to do perfect makeup. I transformed myself. At the next dinner party, I arrived in a beautiful black dress. My hair was styled perfectly. I wore diamond earrings Alexander had bought me years ago, but I had never worn. People noticed. Catherine, you look amazing, Marcus's girlfriend said. Alexander looked at me, but he did not smile. I was everything he wanted me to be, but when we got home, he was silent. Did I do something wrong? I asked. No, he said. You were perfect. Then why are you upset? He looked at me for a long time. You are trying too hard, he said. What? I whispered. You quit your job. You changed everything about yourself. You are trying to be someone you are not. Because you told me to, I said, my voice rising. You said I wasn't good enough. You said I was boring. I never told you to become someone else, he said. He looked away. I don't know what I want anymore, he said quietly. And in that moment I understood. It was not about my appearance. It was not about being interesting or elegant or perfect. He had stopped loving me, and nothing I did would bring that love back. I moved out 3 weeks later. I became myself again. Alexander and I divorced 6 months later. Sometimes I think about those years, the years I spent trying to be enough for him. The truth is, I was always enough. But for the wrong person, you will never be.